Hello, and welcome back to another video. This is Tyler from Resin Colors. Okay, what we're making today is a 15.5 inch round epoxy form for doing like woodworking for making clocks and Lazy Susans. This will be a 15.5 inch round by about 2 inches deep, so it's a little over 2 inches deep. Okay, the materials I chose to use were OSB. If I had to do it over again, I would not use OSB. I'd probably use MDF. Then right here I'm using sheathing tape. It's the same kind you would use for like a river table form or whatnot. Uh, I'm just making a gasket right here with some white lightning to make a barrier so the silicone doesn't run underneath of it. And I'm fastening it down with some wood screws. Then right here on the taller outside perimeter, I'm using some popsicle sticks, and I got just enough to make like some shims. So it shims it out about a 1/2 inch, so it's a 1/2 inch around all the way. And I fasten that down with some wood screws underneath, and then get it kind of all set up. Go through there, kind of clean out some of the white lightning that's spread out. Then right here, I'm mixing up the silicone. So this is silicone by Nick Pro. Make sure when you guys order some of this stuff, if you do order some, pay attention to the volume of it, because it says it's more than what it really is. And what I've generally found out that it's a little bit less than what it'll tell you the amount is. Okay, so what I was shooting for was a 1/2 inch sidewall and then about a 1/4 inch bottom. So the 1/2 inch sidewall, it came out a 1/2 inch thick, and then the bottom was just a tiny bit shy. It came out about 3/16. So, but other than that, you got to do some math to kind of figure these things out. They're not too hard to make, but yep, just figured I'd throw that in there. Okay, this is my favorite part of the video. I chose violence over finesse. Right here, this thing did not want to come apart, so broke it apart with the chisel again, and then I just kind of got pissed at it and ripped it apart in my hands, and I was like, yeah, popped that thing off there, and I was like, hell yeah, I made one. So it was my first one ever made. But yeah, this is how I did it. Came out pretty good. That white lightning does not stick to the silicone. At least in my case, it did not. Kind of field dressed it a little bit, trimmed it up, and boom, there we go. So we got us a 15.5 inch epoxy resin form made out of silicone. So this will be a big time saver for me. It'll be better than using the landscaping trim and hot gluing it down. But other than that, I'm happy with how it came out. So just showing you the way I did it. All right, talk to you all later. Bye bye. Okay. All right. I don't know what to call this part of the video. Maybe the teaching part of it. I'm not a very good teacher. I'm not a math teacher. That's for damn sure. Okay. I'm just a dude trying to do stuff easier and make life easier on myself. So, okay. Anyways, the volume of a circle is 3.14 times the radius squared equals the square inches. Okay. So the mold we made today, the inside diameter is 15.5 inches. I left a little bit to trim off so I can trim it down to, 15 inches total. The outside diameter is 16.5. So when I cut out the router, it left a 1/2 inch gap in between both sides. That's why the wood was screwed together. And then I screwed one to the top and I took it off so then it would make it shallower. We'll get to that point. We will get to that point. Okay, I'm going to try to hustle because I don't want to make this video very long because people just look at the length and they're like, I don't want to watch it. All right, anyway, stop rambling. Okay, so 16.5 for the outside diameter over here, okay? So the radius of that is 8.25 times 8.25 times pi. That gives you 213.72 square inches, okay? And that's a single plane, so that's like 1 inch for a square inch, okay? So 213.72, okay. So now, for the base of it, for the bottom of the mold, okay, you're going to take that 213.72 times 0.25. That gives you 53.42 square inches, okay? Now, to convert square inches to ounces, you take it times 0.554, okay? So that gave us 29.6 ounces. So that's just the bottom. That's just the base of it, okay? That's where you put the wood in, the epoxy flows in. That's the base of it, okay? The bottom. All right. Now, to figure out the sides, they are 2.6 inches, 2.06 inches tall, okay? I used OSB. That's what 3 sheets came out to. If I use a different material, I have to do different math. Next time I probably build one, like I said in a little short video, it'll probably be out of MDF. But okay, I'll quit rambling. All right, so we do the volume of it. 15.5 times, or no, 15.5 is the inside diameter, okay? Stay on track. I about lost it, but stay on track with me, okay? So 7.75 times 7.75 times 3.14. So radius times pi times 2.06 equals 388.51. That gives us the total volume of what that thing is on the inside of it, okay? So 388.51. All right. Now you got to find the total volume of the outside diameter, okay? So you take this 213.72 times 2, okay? Follow along with me. All right, so you get, for the big diameter, for the 16.5, you get 440.26, all right? Now for the small diameter, you get 388.51. Okay, so do the math. You do the subtraction. Equals 51.75 square inches, all right? That's how I came up with it. That's how I did my math, all right? So I just took the big size minus the small size, and it gave me 51.75 times 0.554, okay? So that equals 28.67 ounces for volume, all right? And the base was 29.6. So we're real close to 60. I've used that kit before in the past. It's real close to 60 ounces, okay? So that's the size of the kit that we used on it, all right? Now, besides that, if I had to do this over again, I would probably add 5% total volume onto it to make the base of it just a tiny bit thicker, okay? That's just what I would do. But the kit was 60 ounces, so that's what I did. All right, so that's how we come up with the volume of the silicone form for the epoxy. All right, now the thing is, on material sheathing tape, it pulls off the sheathing tape. The other materials that I use, the white lightning, that pulled right off, it rubbed right off. Also, like the OSB, that'd be the only thing I'd change around. I'd probably use MDF next time around. I made a bunch of mistakes with my router and stuff like that. I had to use wood filler in there. So that ½ inch gap might be, a little bit thicker in some places than other places, But yeah, so that might be why it's a tiny bit shallower on the bottom, because I think it came out to about 3/16, which I don't think is going to hurt anything on that small of a form anyways. Okay, so, but square inches to ounces is times 0.554. That's what Google says. We'll go over that one. Total cost I had this thing, I think about $57 or so. Had a lot of that stuff laying around, like packing tape. Silicone, I had to buy off of Amazon. The OSB I had to go to the hardware store and get. The white lightning I bought at the hardware store also. So cost a little bit of money. I don't know what the competitors sell them for. They might be just a little bit more than what I have in this thing, but read some reviews on some of the stuff, says that the sidewalls can be too thin and deformed. So just figured I'd build my own one, and I want to challenge myself, so I tried it anyways. But okay, well, that's the basic math. So volume of a circle, 3.14 times pi r squared equals your square inches. 16.5 is the outer diameter, 15.5 is the inner diameter. This math can be changed, so if you want to make like a 24.5-inch circle, you just got to change your numbers around a little bit, okay? And like I said, remember, add about 0.5% total volume of the silicone to it. So I'll leave this up here. You guys can screenshot stuff, get your whatever the heck you want to get out of the deal. And like I said, I'm not a math teacher. I'm just a dude trying to figure out shortcuts and make life easier. But okay, there you go. That's how I did it. There's another video out there that a guy did a 24-inch round. He made it look super easy or whatnot. His is a little bit longer of a video or whatnot, but I don't know what materials he used. They look kind of like stuff that might be hard to get. I don't know. OSB was right at the hardware store. So, but yeah, that's how I did it. Like I said, next time around, I'll probably use MDF. I'm going to quit rambling. I will see you all later. Take care. I'm tired. It's 11:47 at night. I'm just getting sat down to eat dinner. So I'm going to take a break. But all right. Love you guys. Bye-bye. All right. Really, bye.